Get a copy from the and play it, understand it.
It's such a great game. I recommend it.
Should put it for a second, third base it off.
Do you have a handicap?
Right.
Oh, I'm not like that. My dad and brother used to, my brother not yet, but my dad has his
I
hand.
watched some program, some guy.
All right, I was going to start up.
Go ahead.
Okay. The meeting will come to order. Council agenda, Township of Parsippany-Troy Hills, Township Council special meeting of October 14th, 2016.
Formal action may or may not be taken. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in accordance with the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Law by filing the notice in the office of the Township Clerk and by posting the meeting on the notice on the bulletin board to Municipal Building on October 12, 2016, where it has remained posted since that date. Copies of this notice appeared in a Daily Record on October 14, 2016, and were faxed to various other newspapers. The agenda of this special meeting, to the extent known, is as follows. Introduction of an ordinance rezoning certain properties located in Troy Meadows to the RCW Recreation, Conservation, and Wildlife Zone District.
All right, great. If everyone could stand for the flag salute.
Mr. Paluso. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clint, roll call.
Mr. DePiero? Mr. DePiero? Ms. Grignani?
Present.
Mr. Paluso?
Present.
Mr. Valori?
Here.
Also in attendance are Township Attorney John Inglesino and Township Clerk Colette Madden. Mr. President, we have a quorum. You may begin.
Great. We're going to go into closed session.
Yes, I would recommend that the council pass a resolution to go into closed session for the purposes of discussing ongoing litigation, which is the Wildlife Preserve case.
Great. Okay, I'm going to read off the resolution. Whereas the Open Public Meeting Act, 1975, Chapter 231, permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances. And whereas the Township Council is of the opinion that such circumstances presently exist, and whereas the Township Council wishes to discuss Wildlife Preserves, Inc. versus the Township of Parsippany-Troy Hills, docket number MRSL 1771-14, and whereas minutes will be kept, and once the matter involving the confidentiality of the above no longer requires confidentiality, the minutes can be made public. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Township Council of the Township of Parsippany-Troy Hills, that the public be excluded from the meeting. Motion to adjourn to go into closed session.
Second.
Motion made by myself, second by Mrs. Grignani. Roll call.
Mr. DePiero?
Yes.
Ms. Grignani?
Yes.
Mr. Paluso?
Yes.
Mr. Valori?
Yes.
And we're adjourned into closed session.
Public will be back shortly. Just be patient and we'll get the meeting. I'd like to make a motion to go back into open session.
Motion.
Motion made by myself, second by Mr. Paluso. Roll call.
Mr. DePiero?
Yes.
Ms. Grignani?
Yes.
Mr. Paluso?
Yes.
Mr. Valori?
Yes.
We're back into open session.
Great. I'd like to make a motion to go into public session.
We're going to do, this is a portion, that's the public comment portion of the meeting. Go ahead.
Great.
Motion by Ms. Grignani, seconded by
Second.
Mr. Paluso.
Roll call.
Mr. DePiero?
Yes.
Ms. Grignani?
Yes.
Mr. Paluso?
Yes.
Mr. Valori?
Yes.
The floor is open to the public.
Great. Anybody from the public, you have 3 minutes, 3 minutes only. You can just sign in and state your name.
There's nothing to say.
I don't know why there's,
I could sign in afterwards.
okay. Is there any reason why we're getting feedback on the mic here?
I just moved mine.
Okay.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Matt Dolan. I introduced myself to you guys earlier. I'm an attorney for Minor and Landis, and we represent Wildlife Preserves. I understand that part of this meeting is to discuss rezoning in the RCW zone of continued properties. I don't know what the feedback is, but continued properties of wildlife. I just want to note to the town council here that there's better ways to go about doing this than rezoning Wildlife Preserves land to RCW
Wildlife has been looking to cooperate with the town to develop an alternate plan that will maintain the zoning of the upland areas and include provisions within the RCW type zone that will allow the value of wildlife preserves land to remain. Wildlife has protected and been a steward of this land for over 50 years. We're not looking to develop this land. The fact of the matter is, if it's rezoned to RCW without much in the way of feasible use, the value of the land is stripped away, and it makes it easier for utilities like JCP&L, PSE&G, and the Pilgrim Pipeline to come in and take this property for little to nothing. And I know that's something that the township has been against, such as Pilgrim Pipeline. We don't want Troy Meadows to become the path of least resistance for these utilities, making Parsippany-Troy Hills an ideal place to run these utility corridors. By voting for this amendment and not choosing, or whatever's going on, and choosing to rezone these properties and to choosing to not cooperate with Wildlife Preserves and the township are both losing together here. This because Wildlife will have no choice but to continue to litigate over the rights of its land and seek the reasonable value of possible inverse condemnation issues. There's been substantial costs incurred to litigate this prior ordinance, Ordinance 16, for a long period of time, and I don't want to see those costs continue to accrue. Wildlife Preserves doesn't want to see those costs continue to accrue. Thanks.
Great. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
All right, great. Katie?
Katie Cassidy, 7 Stephen Terrace. I just want to really make sure that the township is doing everything they can to speak to people before this ends up in litigation. It sounds like compromise could be reached without having to go through attorneys. And I think it's really important, not just for the budget to cut down on attorney fees, but also working with members of our community like Wildlife Preserves in a way that can lead to a compromise that's good for everybody and good for the environment, which you guys know is a big thing for me, but then also good for the public as well. Thanks.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Katie. Anybody else from the public like to come forward? I see none. I will close this public portion here. Roll call.
Motion, let's make a motion by...
Sorry about that.
Second, Grignani.
Okay, motion by Ms.
Motion to
Grignani,
close.
second by Mr. DePiero. Roll call. Mr. DePiero,
Yes.
Ms. Grignani,
Yes.
Mr. Paluso,
Yes.
Mr. Valori.
Yes.
Floor is closed.
Great. The, Mr. Pluso, the ordinance number 216:26, introduction?
An ordinance of the Township of Parsippany-Troy Hills, County of Morrison, State of New Jersey, amending the zoning ordinance of the Township of Parsippany-Troy Hills in order to rezone certain properties to the RCW Recreation, Conservation, and Wildlife Zone District. Be it resolved that the above ordinance be introduced, read by title, and passed on the first reading in a meeting of the Township Council of the Township of Parsippany-Troy Hills held on October 14, 2016, and that said ordinance be further considered for second reading and final passage at a meeting to be held on October 25, 2016 at 1 p.m. prevailing time or as soon as thereafter as the matter has been reached at the municipal building in the said township, at which all persons interested shall be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance. Be it further resolved that the clerk be authorized and directed to advertise the said ordinance in the notice of introduction, therefore being published in the official newspaper according to law. Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Paluso, second by Mr. DePiero. Roll call?
Mr. DePiero,
Yes.
Ms. Grignani,
Yes.
Mr. Paluso,
Yes.
Mr. Valori.
Yes.
Motion passes.
I'd like to make it a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second, Grignani.
Motion made by myself, second by Mr. Grignani. Roll call?
Mr. DePiero,
Yes.
Ms. Grignani,
Yes.
Mr. Paluso,
Yes.
Mr. Valori.
Yes.
We're adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for coming.